What is up, guys, and welcome back to another hot takes video. Let's get right into it with the first one that comes from sports game highlight creator 808, who says Roman Reigns should just win the World Heavyweight Championship just to piss everyone off in the wrestling community. And WWE was even teasing this last night, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but if it does happen, that would be one of the craziest things. And I think that the internet wrestling community would absolutely melt down. Everyone would lose their mind, but I would sit there just laughing my ass off, because that would be one of the boldest moves WWE ever makes. That would be even crazier than Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania 39. Son of a Ball 40K says Goldberg should be the first World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know if this is serious or not based off of that emoji, but oh my god, I think Goldberg winning would be even worse than Roman Reigns winning. I think people would lose their mind even more if Goldberg was the one who became the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion, or the new World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know what to call it, but no, Goldberg should not win it. The Ultimate Mix says Dolph Ziggler should be the first World Heavyweight Champion. Dolph is great and could use this title reign to really solidify his career. And I wanted to include this because I saw a lot of people who said that Dolph should be the World Heavyweight Champion, and surprisingly a lot more people than you would think. A lot of people want Dolph to be the World Heavyweight Champion, and I see why everyone is getting nostalgic over Dolph Ziggler and wants him to win, but I just don't. Like, I like Dolph Ziggler in 2012 and 2013, but ever since then I really have not seen the hype. I think that he just kind of fell off, and that just happened. You know, WWE did not do a good job at booking him, and that's okay. To be honest with you, I preferred his IC title reign over any of his World Heavyweight Championship reigns. I think he was much better in the mid-card division. I think that's a great place for him, and I hope that he can somehow bounce back in that division. But I don't think he should be the World Heavyweight Champion. Amiral says Edge should be the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion before he retired, because that is a title he never lost in the first place. And that's not even that bad of an idea. Like, I wouldn't hate it. I think that Edge being the World Champion would be pretty cool, but unfortunately that won't happen because he is on SmackDown and that title is going to be on Raw. So Edge literally can't win unless WWE just decides, you know, to ruin everything they did in the draft and just send him over to Raw. Nancy says, can we just give Balor his redemption and make him the inaugural World Champion and give him the run he was supposed to get in 2016? And outside of Seth Rollins, I think Finn Balor is the second person that everyone talks about as to who should win the World Heavyweight Champion, and I would love that as well. It's either going to be Seth or Finn, so Finn Balor getting his moment and getting that world title reign that he lost in 2016 would be a good idea, so I agree with you, Nancy. However, Mello says something interesting and says that Dominic Mysterio should be the first to win the new world title, establishing himself as the second biggest heel in WWE, I'm assuming behind Roman Reigns. And that would not be a bad idea either. Look, I understand that people want to see Finn Balor win from the Judgment Day, but Dominic Mysterio is red hot right now, and to give him the World Championship would just give him even more heat. The crowd absolutely hates this man. Just imagine how cocky Dom could be if he wins the World Heavyweight Champion. It's not a bad idea. I would actually be down for this if WWE decides to go forward with it. Like, I'm cool with Finn and Seth, but Dominic being the first to win and just running away from all challenges and being very egotistical and cocky could work. So, not a bad idea, Mello. Speaking of Dom, Kabir says that Dom is the next Eddie, which is funny because he's Rey Mysterio's kid, but I do get the vibe that he is the next Eddie, the heel Eddie, not obviously the babyface. Right now, Dom and his character is on another level, and it does feel like a resurgence of Eddie Guerrero in him right now. He's definitely got that charisma that Eddie Guerrero had back in the old days. M. Lunga says the WWE draft was a huge letdown and disappointing, and I see a lot of people saying this. Even the Great One did on YouTube. I kind of feel the same way. I think without general managers, drafts just don't work, because with the GMs, it makes a lot of sense. It adds stakes. You have a character to connect with for the brand, but without that, it just does not feel the same. So I think that was a big problem with the WWE draft. So I can see why a lot of people thought it was disappointing and a letdown, and I think we also saw that WWE's roster isn't that big and full of stars. That's what I kind of noticed. But anyways, X World says WWE will drop the draft again in a couple years if it's not booked well this time around. Look, Triple H is booking things. I'm sure he's going to do a fine job, but I can totally see Vince McMahon or WWE completely dropping it if the ratings do drop, which is funny because Primus versus Unicorn says more like in a couple of months in reply to X World, and that would be even worse, but I could totally see it happen. They already have free agents running around for no reason. Like, why is Mustafa Ali and Dolph Ziggler a free agent? Who knows why? I honestly can't tell you why. All-Star says that Omos is more talented than HBK, and this has got to be a troll, but if you believe this, man, then, you know, good for you. I just don't think it's true. A far better comparison comes from 52X, who says Seth Rollins is better in the ring than Shawn Michaels. And I love myself Seth Rollins. I think he's a fantastic wrestler, but I don't think he touches Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is one of the best to ever do it. He's on the wrestling Mount Rushmore, and you could honestly make the case for putting Seth Rollins in that Mount Rushmore, but right now I say it's Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero, Bret Hart, and Daniel Bryan. That is my wrestling Mount Rushmore in terms of like in-ring. Burger King Express says that Dolph Ziggler should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns, just like the World Heavyweight Championship. Absolutely not. This would be a terrible decision. I don't know where all the Dolph Ziggler love is coming from, but you know what? I respect it. A lot of you guys are sticking to your guns. You love your guy Dolph Ziggler, and I respect that, but I just don't think he should be the next world champion. Like I said, make him a mid-card champion. I'd be fine with that. LGMLG says that Bryan Danielson is extremely overrated. He's one of the more talented wrestlers in the world, no doubt, but people act like he's the second coming of Christ or something. He's good, but he's not that good. I think a lot of people tend to not see greatness while it's happening, so I think when Daniel Bryan does retire, a lot of people who say stuff like this are going to realize and look back at his matches and say, this man really was one of the best wrestlers of all time. Jalen says that Brandon BDE Collins should be the next YouTuber / celebrity to face Roman Reigns. If that were to happen, I think I would honestly die. I can't picture Brandon in the ring with Roman Reigns. That would be too funny. Nick says that brown shirt Mankind was better than white shirt Mankind, and I totally agree. There was something about brown shirt Mankind. He was just a true psychopath, and white shirt Mankind was just too cool, it was too chill. You know what I mean? It was different times. 1996 and 1997 were totally different compared to 1999. 1999 was a lot more goofy, while 97 was a lot more serious. And because of that, that's the Mankind I like, the psychopath who literally tried to kill JR in an interview. The next hot take says Roman Reigns' title reign is seriously boring right now, and I don't think we can say that because he's been away for an entire month. We can't really say if it was boring or not. He's just not here. So until he comes back and we see the story continue with the bloodline, I won't say if it's boring or not. We gotta wait. Messiah says that Karrion Kross should have never grew out his hair. I don't think that's a problem with Karrion Kross. I actually prefer it. I just think I don't know, the crowd just isn't connecting or clicking with Karrion Kross with or without hair. It didn't work when he had no hair, and it doesn't work when he has hair. Pyro Miniac says that social media ruined wrestling, and I think it ruined a lot more things than just wrestling, but if it's really a problem, then just delete your social media. I think that's the solution that you gotta look at if you wanna, you know, maybe enjoy wrestling a little bit more. It's that simple. HAMD says not bringing out LA Knight at WrestleMania and LA just killed this hype and potential for a future title run. I don't think that is the case. This is the WWE, and they can literally just give him the Money in the Bank and people will completely forget about WrestleMania and him missing it. HAMD also says the Street Profits are entertaining. They should not split up anytime soon, and I kind of agree with this. A lot of people want to see them split up and Montez Ford get a singles run, but right now I don't think he fits in the world title picture, so you might as well let the tag team continue. So I think they got another year or maybe even 2 as the Street Profits. Balor Club for Life says that Finn Balor versus Conor McGregor would be a fire rivalry. I think honestly Finn Balor would die. Conor McGregor would literally eat him alive, so I don't want to see this happen, and I don't think Conor McGregor is ever joining the WWE. NSG Play says Cody beating Brock is not believable. And I can totally see that argument, and it makes a lot of sense. It really depends on how Cody wins. If he uses weapons or stuff of that nature, it makes a lot more sense. But we gotta wait to see the finish of the match and how he beats Brock if he does. But if he doesn't beat Brock, I would not be surprised either. And the last hot take comes from Gerardo, who says we need Ezekiel, not Elias. And I totally agree. I miss Ezekiel. I think it was a bad decision to kill his character, honestly. Anyways, that is it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.